I just haven't been like super happy filming videos for a little bit. Am I even really passionate enough about this anymore to like continue to film all these videos? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. For this video, I'm going to be doing one of my Real Talk series where I sit down and talk to you guys sometimes about my personal life, sometimes about being a makeup artist and my career. This time I want to sit down and talk to you guys about the goals that I have for myself for this year in my life, and then also on YouTube as well. I am getting over a little bit of a flu bug. If my energy does not seem like 100% where it usually is, then that is the reason why. Anyways, I'm going to be doing this Real Talk series in the Get Ready With Me style video. I just personally think they're very chill videos. I get to sit down and chat with you guys. Today is going to be focused on Merit Beauty. I have collabed with them before, so this is another collaboration with them. All the products I use on my face will be linked in the description bar down below. It is an affiliate link, just to let you guys know, which means that I make a very, very small commission off of what you guys purchase, but it does heavily help me out because that helps support the channel and then also helps support me as an individual as well. So I definitely really appreciate anybody who shops through my link. Anything over $40 does ship free. With your very first order, you do get this signature bag, which is a corduroy knapsack style bag. It's so convenient because you can just throw all your items in here and then just carry it around with you. It holds quite a bit of things too. All the things that I'm going to be using on my face I have right in here. This is only exclusively on Merit's website, so that's why I highly recommend you shop directly through their website instead of going on a Sephora. So let me go ahead and just start off here with the skin prep. I've used the Sonia Roselli water oil for the longest time, and then Merit came out with this great skin instant glow serum that's like a serum and an oil combined. And I've been using a lot of this, even though it doesn't look like it. You don't need very much. You only need maybe about like 1 or 2 pumps, so that's why it's lasted me such a long time. I use it almost every single day, especially since now it's the winter time, so skin's been getting a little bit drier. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squirt a couple pumps in my hand, rub it around, and then apply it onto my face. I just love how hydrating and moisturizing this is, but it doesn't feel greasy. So it's very good to use underneath makeup. It is really good for sensitive skin. Everything is completely fragrance free that they have. Okay, so next I'm going in with this Merit Beauty brow gel right here, and I got mine in the shade brown. And I'm gonna kind of use the viewfinder as a mirror. It's gonna happen. I will let you guys know that this mainly only adds color. I wouldn't say that it's like a super strong hold brow gel or anything. It mostly kind of just like tints your brows a little bit. I don't usually reap the benefits of having brow gels just because my eyebrows are already microbladed, but my brows are fading a little bit. So I do like to go in with the brow gel now. Now this is the next thing that I'm going in with. So this is the Minimalist Perfection Complexion Stick, and I have 2 different shades. Now one of them is a very, very deep shade. This is in the shade Sepia. Before Merit came out with bronzing sticks, I actually used to use this as a bronzer, and I don't think I'm tan enough for this now, but since Merit Beauty doesn't have any eyeshadows, I think I'm gonna go in with this as an eyeshadow look. And then I do have my regular color, which is in the shade Sand, and these can be used as a concealer or a foundation. I just think though that they should maybe be like a little bit bigger, but I do understand that they have to be a little bit smaller like this just to be concentrated underneath your eyes. I do, however, really like the consistency of it, and it does blend out really easily, especially over this great skin serum. Like, those two are winning combinations. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the shade Sepia on my eyelids, and also it'll act as an eyeshadow primer, and then go ahead and set it with a powder on top. Now I'm gonna go ahead and actually talk about the topics that I wanted to talk about. I guess I just wanted to talk about like where I am in my life right now, what's happening. As you guys know, the most exciting thing that's happened to me recently, and the most exciting thing that's happened with my career, is going to esthetician school. I'm going to esthetician school starting in November of this year. The only reason why I'm going to esthetician school, guys, is not to work in a salon. I never want to be employed by another person ever again. I always want to be on my own. I found out last year that it is legally required for me to have a cosmetology or an esthetician's license in the state of Indiana to practice as a makeup artist. I would have totally done it at the beginning of this year. However, I have way too many weddings booked this year. Like, I think I have like 30 weddings booked now, which I'm very fortunate to have, obviously. But at the same time, it's also prevented me from going to esthetician school like a little bit sooner. I did also want to mention really quickly that the licensure required for being a makeup artist is completely different depending on what state that you live in. You'll have to look it up on your state board of cosmetology, and I have no idea other states' requirements except for Indiana's. Me going to school right now in the middle of like a pretty successful career for myself is probably the most hindering thing I think I've ever gone through right now, which is super frustrating. What's happened to me recently is that 3 different venues have reached out to me, and I've been been trying to get on 2 of the venues vendor referral lists for the longest freaking time, and they finally reached out to me to be a part of their bridal expo, and then one of them was doing like this dream wedding giveaway thing where they would also add me to their vendor referral list if I did it. I had to say no to all 3 of them. I can't do it because I won't be able to work for 9 months after November, so up until like probably August or September of next year, because my schooling for esthetician school runs on Saturdays. I can only really take Friday and Sunday weddings during that 9 months, but I'm not really sure how to advertise that because I don't want to like block people from completely reaching out to me, but I also don't want to make myself like super busy to the point that I'm like not able to pass my classes and get through school okay. My schooling runs from Tuesday through Thursday from 8:45 to 4, and then on Saturdays from 8:45 to 2, which means that I won't be able to take any Saturday weddings. I won't be able to work even at my office job like during the week or anything either. So I'll pretty much be without income for 9 months. And I mean, luckily I have a husband that's like 100% supportive of me. I feel like I'm sounding more nasally as I'm going on here. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm honestly kind of worried. And a bunch of you guys, I understand, were like trying to help me out and everything. And they're like, well, why don't you just take night classes, or why don't you do a schooling that's like more flexible with your hours and doesn't make you work Saturdays? But guys, if I did that and I didn't go to school full time, I would be dragging it out for like longer than 9 months. And I want to get through this as soon as possible. Like, and I don't really care what it takes. I just don't want it to drag on for like a year and a half or something like that. I really can't be in school for that long, but I'm just so nervous about it at the same time. I mean, it's like a huge undertaking, and I have no idea how that's gonna go. Because of the fact though that it is 9 months, which is like a pretty significant amount of the year, I had to go to school during the winter time. That's when weddings aren't normally happening around here because I live in Indiana and we do exhibit all 4 seasons. So I chose to go to school overlapping the majority of the time during the winter time, just so I was able to still take fall weddings for 2024. I don't want to miss out on spring and fall. So I chose to take it during the winter time, which may or may not be smart. I'm not really sure, but I think I tried to plan it out to the best of my abilities and kind of like thought ahead just to be able to make myself in like the best situation that I possibly could. It's just super frustrating though, because after those 3 venues reached out to me to be a part of bridal expos, I was like, oh my gosh, like I could do it, but at the same time, like I have to save up a ton of money. It would be a lot of advertising fees, all these sorts of things for these expos that I do not have the time and the money for right now. I also would have felt really bad because since brides usually book about a year to about 8 months out, I would say now is about the time where brides would be booking for the spring of next year, and I wouldn't be able to take any of them. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like, I don't want to dedicate all my time and energy into bridal expos if they're not going to pay off for me and I don't get any clients from them because I physically cannot take them. So I just responded back to all the wedding venue offers and I was like, hey, I so appreciate this, but unfortunately I'm going to be leaving for 9 months starting in November of this year and really won't be able to do any weddings. Please keep me in mind for like future years, but unfortunately this year it's just not going to work out. And the coordinators that I talked to were super sweet about it. Like, they did not care really. They're just like, okay, like, you know, just thanks for letting us know. We'll keep you in mind for the future. That's pretty much where I'm at right now with it. It sucks so bad, guys. Like, I'm so frustrated with the fact that schooling is now holding me back from me doing things. I mean, again, I'm fortunate enough to be in the situation that I am. I totally get it. But at the same time though, it's like I'm not financially set enough to deal with this, and so that's why it's just really frustrating me, because this would be an awesome opportunity if I was able to do all 3 bridal expos, because all I would do is just buy all the signage and all the materials to advertise for one bridal expo and just shift it to the other ones. Like, I wouldn't have to rebuy new things every single time. So it would have been a really awesome opportunity for me to book like a ton of weddings this year and possibly for next year too. And that's also the reason why I didn't want to do like night classes or like off times that would still allow me to work, because I don't want to have to be working all day in my office job or something and then like having to go to school at night and then working on weekends for weddings. That doesn't seem fun to me, and I would have like 0 life, and I wouldn't even probably have time to study at that point in time. So I just don't want to bog myself down with having so much to do during school that I'm not able to focus or able to concentrate. And I mean, I want to be able to pass the state boards after I graduate like right away. For my eyeshadow, by the way, I just went in with the Tarte Maneater palette. I don't even know if they still sell these or not. And then I went in the shade Hypnotic, and I just set my eyelids with it, although the majority of the color is the Sepia shade. And then I'm just taking this really dark brown right here and black combined, and I'm just gonna wing it out just a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much what the wing situation is looking like here. And then I'm going in with the Ardell Dummy Wispies, but here's what I did with them. I've been reusing them a couple of times now. But what I did is I ended up going ahead and cutting them from the outside, and then I stuck the outsides on the opposite lash, and then I ended up stacking them on top of each other. So now when I layered up mascara, I'm going to stick them on the outer corners so they almost have that flared out kind of effect. So I'm just going to put some lash glue on them and then wait for those to dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to be applying this as foundation. So I'm just gonna draw it all over my face. I always like to see an increase in weddings, of course, but I just recently raised my prices. And before I announce like where my prices are at, I also want to let you guys know that your prices are entirely location specific. Like everybody always asks me like what they should charge as a makeup artist. And you have to ask makeup artists in your area, depending on like a state's minimum wage, for instance, or just like other factors and cost of living that goes into it. I do want to let you guys know that Indiana is like one of the lowest minimum wage states. Like our minimum wage is $7.25 an hour here. So our cost of living is not as high as other states. Obviously, after the thing in the world happened, inflation has heavily rose prices. So now there's businesses that are like hiring in at like $15 an hour. But the fact that $15 and $18 is other states' minimum wages, like to begin with, it makes their cost of living a little bit higher. So like our average houses right now, I think are like $350,000 or something. But then say if you go to California, it might be like $500,000. So yeah, it heavily depends on your state where you live and your cost of living and inflation and everything. You can't just base your prices off of another makeup artist that's like in a completely different area than you. So please just ask the makeup artist in your area, take into account like how long they've been doing makeup artistry, etc. I made a whole entire bridal pricing video up here, so I won't go into that whole entire thing, but I just wanted to let you guys know because I know there will be questions. For me though, I have two different bridal packages. So I have my basic package, which is your normal skin prep. Then I also decided to add a lip scrub and like a lip mask and some cooling eye gels. And then my other bridal package is the luxury package, which includes like a full skincare prep. So you have like a sheet mask, eye gels, lip scrub, everything. Those two I ended up upping the price of. I just felt like last year I wasn't really making enough off my services to be able to cover the cost of like my time and energy, traveling around with my kit, setting up at locations, tearing down, dealing with people. Being a wedding vendor is a lot. Like I think it's even harder sometimes than being on film and television sets, because even though that has longer days, I feel like bridal is more stressful. So I went ahead and upped the cost. The average makeup cost for a singular makeup application, like the median cost around my area, it's anywhere between $80 and $90, I would say. I'm right on par, if not a little bit over than my average in my area, just to let you guys know. Don't come for me. Both my packages include the bridal preview, so you're getting like 2 applications in the package price. So I used to charge $180 for my basic package, which was $90 per application, and then $250 for my luxury packages, which was $125 per application. I went from $180 to $200, which now makes each application $100, but I also did add those eye gels and like the lip scrub and everything too. So it does offer like an extra service and everything comes with false lashes and touch-up kits. And then my luxury package went from $250 to $280, which means that each of the applications are now $140. That is pretty much what my prices are at currently. Even though $180 to $200 is only a $20 jump, people just see the $200 because it's another like $100. It's hitting another threshold. I think people are freaking out about it, so I'm not getting as many inquiries as I have before, but I think that everybody is more so kind of expected service costs to naturally go up just because the fact that everything else in the world has also gone up. But people don't really think the same about spending money on makeup as they do like with photography or florists or something like that. Like people just don't see like the value in makeup as much as they do with other services and other wedding vendors especially, which really irritates me. The way that you look in person that day and the way that you feel is seriously what's most important. And plus, your makeup is going to show up in all of your wedding photos, and photos last forever. If you hire a makeup artist just because of the cost of them, you are probably going to 100% regret it, because people charge what they charge because of their experience level and also their skill set and just their knowledge of the wedding industry in general. So yeah, anyways, back to my original subject though. There's not as many people that have obviously reached out to me just because the $200 mark kind of freaks them out, which I totally understand. But at the same time though, traveling around and just doing weddings in general is really stressful. It's a lot more stressful than people may think. Like people just think think that we show up and do makeup and then we leave. But there's a lot of back end stuff. For instance, I've implemented that make it a lot more streamlined for clients. Having a vendor that's very experienced like that and knows how to do things, and this transitions move really smoothly and the booking process moves really smoothly, you're automatically going to be paying more for that person just because of their experience level. Okay, let me go ahead and stick on these lashes here. Hold on. So yeah, as you can see, I just stuck them in on the outside just so they kind of flare out a little bit. That's pretty much where I'm at as far as booking. So like, I think it has been like a little bit more frustrating because I've had to struggle to make people see the value in like a good makeup artist. And I've only booked like 2 people at my current cost. That's not because people haven't reached out to me. It's because every single time somebody inquires with me, I've been booked for their date already. There is certain days every single year that brides just automatically book, and I swear they pick the same dates every time. How are these brides finding venues? Usually venues can only accommodate 1 wedding per day. Some of them maybe 2, but the majority of the time it's only like 1 wedding per day. So if all these brides have the same date, like how are they finding venues? You know what I mean? But let me tell you that I've been hit really hard with June 24th and July 29th. Those are like the most commonly asked dates that I have so far, and I've been booked for those for about 6 months at least, and people are still reaching out for those days, and I haven't been able to book like any other people since those 2 initial inquiries that I had. And all those days that I have, I can't fit any more people in because people have been having such large wedding parties. So unfortunately I can't fit any other people in unless I get like a singular bride reach out to me, but that's very rare. All right, I'm going off the bronzer. This is the Bronze Balm from Beret Beauty, and I have mine in the shade Leo. This is one of my favorite bronzer sticks that I've ever found, by the way. I just feel like they're very creamy and very lightweight, and their tones are so pretty. The only gripe that I have with these is that this is the second to darkest shade, guys. And I'm a medium to tan skin tone. They need to expand their shades. But besides that though, I do really like the formulation, the color tone, the undertone. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's just like a really nice sun-kissed kind of bronzer shade. Also, the bronzer is not deeper on the side, just to let you know. I angled myself in front of this window, so like this is a shadow on the other side. Then I did get one of the new packaging of the Merit blushes, and this one is in the shade Raspberry Beret. I've been into the berry blushes a little bit more. I used to do like all the peaches and the coppers and everything for blushes, but I've been more into like the pinkish berry sort of tones. That is pretty much what it looks like. I don't know, it looks really good with this eye look. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the highlighter stick. This is in the shade Cava. Now, if you apply it directly on top, it probably will remove some of your makeup because it is kind of like oil based. And I do want to put a fair warning that if you are using this in hot temperatures, it probably will melt. Overall though, it is an amazing product because it's more of a gleam. It doesn't have any shimmer. It doesn't have any glitter. It's just like a wet kind of highlight. I think Merit needs to come out with a setting spray. I think that's the next venture that they need to take because that would be really awesome. I just love the way that my skin looks though with all their products. Right now I have a pretty normal skin type, I would say, because it is wintertime, so my skin's a little bit drier. But if you guys are more oily than this, make sure you set yourself with this because their products are very luminous and they are very like cream-based products, so they will tend to slip and slide. So you probably will have to set everything with a powder. Then the last thing to tie everything together is I'm going in with this shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Sangria. I've just been obsessed with lip oils recently just because they're very hydrating and essential during the cold winter months where like we just don't have any moisture. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face really quickly. This is the Melanie Mills Hollywood setting spray. I was going to put this inside my makeup kit, but it does have a lavender kind of smell to it and it's very potent, which I think would irritate people's skin. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be using this. So I've just been using this for myself, but I do really like it. I feel like it does lock in the Merit products a little bit better just because they are creams. Then really quickly, before I end off the video, because I know that I finished with my makeup already, I wanted to talk about just like my plans for my YouTube channel. I started this YouTube channel in 2020, and at that point in time, I didn't really know what direction I wanted to take my channel. I knew I had an interest in makeup, and obviously I was a makeup artist at that point in time, but I didn't really know that I wanted to start creating makeup artist content until my channel kind of just like evolved into that. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of my content on here has become very repetitive. There's only so much makeup artistry content that I can give you guys. Like, I've already made videos over bridal contracts, bridal timelines, how to price yourself, makeup freelance kit videos, accounting question, whether you should make your business in an LLC. Like, I've made all of these videos and I just don't know how much more of that content that you want to see. Like, I've just basically been at this point where now I'm like starting to recreate videos that I've already talked about before, like way back when on my channel to make them current. But I'm always going to be chasing my tail with that because then the videos that I'm filming now are going to not be current 2 years from now. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to keep producing that same content like over and over and over. That's why I make the content that I do. So so it can be permanently up on YouTube for people to have, so I don't have to recreate it. And I put it conveniently like in playlists for you guys, so it's not like you even really have to search through it if you don't want to. So yeah, I just feel like I've been stuck in like this creative rut. I know that some people just click onto my content to see purely makeup artist content. So like whenever I upload my Real Talk series or whenever I upload things about my personal life, like people have zero interest. Like they just want to know specifically what they clicked on for. It's kind of one of those things, like maybe you want to go online to figure out how to remove a stain from a carpet or something, which I had to do recently because I spilled makeup on my floor. So you go onto YouTube and you figure out how to remove that stain. So you're necessarily not going to subscribe to that person's channel that you're watching. Like you're just learning how to get the answer that you want to, and then you're clicking off it. So you're not going to think about liking, you're not going to think about subscribing. There's a bunch of people that really just want to learn how to do like a winged eyeliner or like apply false lashes on people. If I made those sort of videos, it's like that's what people would search in their search bars, get the answers that they want, and then click off my video, because people don't really follow me for me, they're following me for the content that I'm producing. I feel like we're falling into this like anti-niche kind of society where you're following a person for themselves. Yeah, you might be following them for like a certain purpose, you know, because maybe they're entertaining, maybe they're funny, maybe they're like a video game person or something, and that's like why you're following them, but you are actually interested in their personal life too, besides them just playing video games. It's the same thing with my content too. Like I feel like some people only follow me because I'm a makeup artist and they want to become a makeup artist too, and that's totally fine, but those people are not going to watch me if I don't produce makeup artist content. So I don't want to completely kill off my channel by never posting makeup artist content. I'm just saying that for me, posting only makeup artist related content sometimes is kind of something that I'm not always interested in doing. YouTube overall is a creative platform. Like it's a platform where creatives can create their own content, and I want to be able to share more of my life with you guys and not just like specifically have it be makeup artist related. I mean, it'll always be makeup focused somewhat. I feel like makeup artistry has consumed my life, and that's not all I am. Like I'm not always just a makeup artist. I talk about being a makeup artist on here all the time, and then I talk about being a makeup artist in my daily life too. But sometimes it's just nice to have chats with people where I don't talk about makeup artistry at all. Like I love being a makeup artist, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like only talking about the color orange for your whole entire life. Like you can't talk about anything else besides that, and it's like all consuming. And I don't want makeup artistry to just like consume my life, because that's not all that I am. And I mean, I don't want it to come off as sounding selfish or like that I don't care about producing content for people. I spent the last 2 years producing makeup artist content. Like all of them are easily accessible. I don't think there's any videos that are necessarily outdated at all. Like I pretty much tried to make everything current. It's just hard for me to like continue to come up with ideas like this. So I think again, going forward, I'm gonna start producing videos for me. Like, I don't really care if they don't get as many clicks. I don't care if they get as many views. And I think that's overall going to make me happier, because I just haven't been like super happy filming videos for a little bit. And I know it probably doesn't show, but after doing Kitmas, it just took a lot of energy out of me. And I'm like, am I even really passionate enough about this anymore to like continue to film all these videos? I just want to use YouTube for what it's intended to be used for. I just want it to be a creative outlet for me. All in all though, I kind of just am focused on being a happier individual in 2023, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and I just really want to, I guess, just do things for myself, because being a makeup artist and being a business owner, it's like I'm always focused on what's better for other people or how I can help other people. So I've come to terms with that, and I just really want to make videos for myself and not necessarily for other people, because I feel like I've just been people pleasing my way through this channel. As much as I like helping people and as much as I like, you know, boosting people's careers and everything, it's like I'm not producing that content for myself. Like I'm producing it for other people. And again, I don't want this to come off as like I'm ungrateful for like where I am on YouTube, because I know that my channel has heavily grown, and I thank all of you guys that have supported me the last 2 years of being on this platform. And I know I've had a bunch of people that still watch me from the very get-go, from when I had like the first 100 subscribers, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking around for that long. I don't know what I'm trying to say, guys, but I just hope that you guys will stick with me in this journey. That is pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything to say, leave those down below. I would love to get a conversation going in the comments with you guys. If you guys did really enjoy this video, then definitely go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, as well as also subscribing down below to my channel. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.